When the pandemic first arrived in bulk back in March, one of the actions many distributors took as a means of reducing operating costs and for safety reasons was enacting a hiring freeze. With distributors scrambling to figure out how to keep their offices and warehouses safe, it wasn't a great time to be bringing in new personnel. But these companies have had plenty of time to figure out things in 2020 since then, and many of them are back to actively hiring. So, how does a distributor go about attracting and hiring talent during a pandemic? I recently spoke with Trista Jones, who is the Senior Manager of Talent Acquisition at MRO Products distributor Lawson Products, which is number 31 on ID's Big 50 list, about how the company has handled this. All right, Trista, given everything that's involved with the COVID environment, what is important for hiring managers to emphasize during their conversations with candidates?
I think it's really important for hiring managers to emphasize that we are still hiring, that we are an essential business, and that we have products, supplies, and tools that customers need to keep their businesses running safely and efficiently. I also think candidates want to know how you're doing it safely. That's really important in these times, and reiterating that we are following social distance guidelines, that we have cleaning procedures in place at our corporate facilities and our distribution centers, as well as we're wearing masks and we're doing temperature checks as well. And I think that our sales candidates want to know, can they get into the customer facilities? And in cases where we haven't been able to, we've adapted and we've created scripts for them to use that they can use via phone or email or video. And they can use those for cold calls or for servicing existing customers. And a lot of our existing sales representatives actually use video when the customers were closed to be able to go through the cabinets with them and see what they were running low on and place orders for them. And I think it's important that we really emphasize to the candidates that we've adapted throughout the pandemic and that we want to be there for them as well as our customers during the pandemic and into the future. Candidates want to know that you offer stability. And Lawson has been in business since 1952, and we have products that our customers need. They also want to know about the training and support that you offer. And so letting them know that we're still in the field, our hiring managers are out there safely at a distance doing training. And we've also adapted our training that we did in Chicago to a virtual format. So we now have our new hires doing training in the morning, and then they're able to go out into the field in the afternoon and work with the customers, test out what they learned, and then go over that with their hiring manager in the evening to ask them questions, see if there's any areas for improvement. But they also have the opportunity the next day to work with our training department and the other new hires to bounce ideas off of each other. And then they have the Microsoft Teams site where they can connect with people throughout the country to get support as well.
All right, you already touched on this some, but looking specifically at Lawson Products, what actions has the company taken on the hiring side during the pandemic?
Sure. Well, I think in March, like many companies experienced, we had to adapt and kind of reevaluate our processes. So we had every intention on going forward with hiring outside sales representatives. That's our key to revenue. And we decided that based on the circumstances and everything going on, that we needed to put a pause on that and that we had to delay hires until June. Our goal was to, and it always is to make our sales representatives successful. And so what we did during that time, the talent acquisition department and the hiring managers partnered together to make sure we could keep in touch with everybody, let them know that we cared, check in, see how they're doing, and let them know that we were committed to bringing them on board. We just wanted to do it safely and give them the best opportunity to be successful.
Sure.
We also, when we were ready to start hiring again, we evaluated the territories closely to make sure there was enough business to successfully bring on a new hire. And then for the talent acquisition department, we also had to kind of evaluate our processes. People were used to doing in-person interviews, and we had to look at that and create tools for the candidates and the hiring managers to navigate through those changes. And so we created guides with tips on how to prepare and successfully conduct a video interview, as well as guidelines on how to safely interview in person. We also, our sales hiring managers like to do ride-alongs. Basically what that is they have the candidates go out into customer sites and they're able to see the day-to-day of what they would be doing. And the manager is able to evaluate the candidate and how they interact with the customers. Because many of our customers were either closed or not allowing visitors into the facility, we re-implemented a tool, what we call a sales simulation tool, which is similar to a role play. And we actually encourage our hiring managers to use both the video tool and the sales simulation tool today, because it allows candidates who are still working to not have to take so much time off, as well as the hiring managers can reduce that time to fill, get somebody on board quicker. And then we worked with our communications team to create new ads. We wanted to let people know that we were hiring and that we were doing so safely. And then we also created a video for our McCook distribution center to show people a virtual tour of the facility, and as well as give them a chance to see the day-to-day work that they would be doing. And then in terms of the talent acquisition department, we had a chance when we slowed down a little bit to kind of look at our processes. And it gave us an opportunity to process map everything out and see if there were any delays or areas for improvement. And so we were able to make some changes to our career site, as well as we were able to build pipelines. And we had a lot of resumes on file, so it gave us a chance to get those into our CRM system, build rapport with people, and keep in touch. So when we were hiring, we were able to do it in a quicker fashion. Really, what we wanted to do is make sure that the candidates still had a positive candidate experience throughout the process, and know that we were there for them, and that we wanted to support them and make them successful.